What kind of space is the university classroom? Draw on the concepts introduced in this chapter and throughout this book to analyze it. Okay, I could talk about this probably for 15 to 20 minutes, so once again I will keep things rather short. I think what we can say about university classrooms is that they are in many ways semi-public spaces. In theory, not everybody is allowed to enter the university buildings, but only people working there and people studying there and people who have other urgent business there. But in practice, as you all know, nobody checks. So lectures are generally open to the public, seminars maybe less so, but even there you could get access if you wanted to. Of course, classrooms are regulated. One rule, for example, at the University of Tübingen is that you're not supposed to eat in classrooms. I don't think many people abide by that rule, but that would be an official regulation that is in place, but that isn't followed. There are more implicit and unofficial regulations that are more important. So, for example, you're supposed to behave in a certain way in a lecture, you're supposed to behave in a certain way in a seminar, you're supposed to listen quietly in a lecture, you're supposed not to talk to your neighbor in both the seminar and the lecture. So you're supposed to have a public conversation that is going on there and not a private conversation. When it comes to other factors like dress code, of course, classrooms are far less regulated than they were a couple of years or decades ago, when there was a quite implicit or quite a strict dress code, even though it was implicit, both for the instructors and for the students. All of that has mostly disappeared. Maybe when you entered a university classroom for the first time, you were rather disappointed because it didn't live up to your expectations, which may have been shaped by representations of classrooms in the media. Maybe it was all shabbier than in those classrooms that you know from American films and TV shows. Maybe people also behave differently. I don't really know, but obviously, as with other spaces, representations shape our expectations. And obviously, university classrooms are very closely tied to our identities as students, as instructors, and of course our identities cannot be reduced to these categories, but at certain moments in our life, they are very important for our self-understanding.